I'm Betty. Welcome to my kitchen. Who would think that 4 potatoes, an onion, some heavy cream, salt and pepper could turn into a dish that is just absolutely delicious? And what I'm talking about is scalloped potatoes. Now, I'm sure you, like I, have tried many versions of this dish. But our favorite restaurant, the Corner Bistro in Randolph, New Jersey, serves scalloped potatoes that are just out of this world. And the chef, Harold Vargas, very kindly not only shared the recipe with me, but gave me a few of the tips that go into making this very, very special. Now let's go directly to the Corner Bistro, where chef owner Harold Vargas has very kindly invited us to see exactly how he prepares this delicious dish. Okay, here we are at the Corner Bistro. Harold has very kindly given me his recipe for his incredible scalloped potatoes. Now, I know scalloped potatoes, everybody's got a recipe, but you don't have this one. And I've tried it at home with varying degrees of success, but Harold has very kindly invited us into the kitchen of the Corner Bistro to show me how it's really done. Harold.
Hello everyone, thanks for watching us. So what we're going to do today is the scalloped potatoes. So I have a simple recipe, but the secret is TLC, tender love and care, and make sure you have all the ingredients, the right amount, and that's the secret, and slow cooking. So what we do is we start with Vidali onions. We mince it real fine, then put a little bit of salt, pepper. We use our heavy cream. We use 40% heavy cream. It has to be 40% in order to come out just creamy on the potatoes. So we're going to start doing our onions. Got my salt and pepper over here and my cream. So we're going to start doing it.
Harold, if you can't get 40% cream, which is not available in the store, would you reduce regular cream, or perhaps just add some butter to the what is it, 36% we get?
Well, I mean, the results is going to be a little bit different because the 40% is the heaviest we can get, you know, and they have 36%. But if you use 36%, might have to use a little more potatoes. That way, it doesn't come out as loose the creaminess. You're looking for the creaminess. Yeah. Okay. But try to get 40% if you can, and that's the main thing. Yeah. All right. This recipe is to do half a tray of scalloped potatoes. So what we need is like 3/4 of a nice decent sized onion. Put it right in the container. You put your salt and pepper. Then we add the heavy cream. So you need 1/4 heavy cream. You need about 5 pounds of Idaho potatoes. They don't take as long as to cook. There's not a hard potato to do it, so you need Idaho potatoes to do this special recipe. So you mix it all together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have our sliced potatoes. We're going to go work in the back, do the sliced potato. We're going to come back and put everything together. Potatoes, because these are like a 1 pound potato. So I got 5 potatoes here. So I think this is all what we're going to need. We're going to, as we start putting the potatoes in, we're going to start see if we need more potatoes, so it has to be the right amount. If you put too much, it's going to be too dry. If you put too little, it's going to be too wet. So you need the right amount of potatoes. So we use the slicing machine. So it has to be the right thickness. It's about 1/8 of an inch. That's what you need on the potatoes.
Of course, at home, if you don't have an electric slicing machine, you can either use a mandolin or slice it very carefully.
That's right. Now we're gonna go and finish our scalloped potatoes. Some of the potatoes, they come out with black ports in the middle, so you have to clear that off. Make sure you have a nice clean scalloped potatoes. So what we do here, we start putting the potatoes. Make sure you cover all the areas, all the corners. That way you have a uniform texture. So make sure you cover all the corners. So you start putting them in like one by one. Takes time to do it, but to do it right, you have to do it this way. That way you get all the cream inside the potato. So you soak them in the potato and the cream out, and you keep putting potatoes until you get a really nice texture. So that's going to be the key on this scalloped potatoes.
That is such a totally different way. I mean, everybody heats the cream and pours it over at the end. This is so totally different, which is why it's so much better.
Yeah, and then it's going to take about 2 hours in the oven at 350 degree Fahrenheit. So it's a slow process, but it comes out nice and creamy.
I can attest to that.
You keep sucking the potatoes in, that way you get like uniform texture. So what we have here in this container is 5 pounds of the idle potatoes. I might not gonna need it all, so, but I was just getting an idea, about 5 potatoes.
Yeah.
But you may need, just get 5 just to be safe. So this recipe, you have to do 1/4 of a cream and about around 5 pounds of potatoes. Maybe 4, it looks like. I never measured before, but I was just having an idea. So you keep putting them in, to make sure you cover all the corners, that way you don't have. So just about there. So you don't need to fill them all the way in, that way you have some juice in it with the cream, that way it can creamier and not too dry when the product is done. So make sure you put a little by little, you suck them in well, really good.
Yeah.
So that's the secret. So, and then make sure they're, covered
with the cream.
Covered with the cream, yes, exactly. So we have this left.
I had a few left over.
So this is about, I think, 3.5, 4 pounds of potatoes. So this is what you need to make a half a tray. So this, you can get like 10 servings out of that, 10, 12 servings.
Yeah.
Out of a half container. Yes, scalloped potatoes. So then what you do here, we're going to put them in the oven. So what you need here is you need to cover like with plastic wrap. And then you're going to put aluminum foil on top of that. So the plastic wrap, you put them in to keep all the moisture inside of the potato, so and it doesn't come out as dry. So when you put the plastic, you say, why you put plastic? I mean, when you put the foil, the plastic sticks to the foil, so the doesn't touch the potato. Right. So let me grab some foil. Foil gets hot. The plastic sticks to the aluminum foil, so it doesn't touch the potatoes anymore.
Ah.
So the plastic could get all the moisture inside of the container, so that way it doesn't get too dry and it comes nice and creamy. So this raw product right now, we're gonna put them in the oven. Once it's like 1 hour in the oven, you turn it, that way get even cooking throughout, unless you have a convention oven, like blow dry. If you have one of those ovens, it's going to take less time to cook, so you might need like hour 20 minutes or an hour and a half to cook. I have a regular oven, so it takes about 2 hours to cook.
So now I can go home and try it, and maybe it'll come out as good as at the Corner Bistro.
All right, thank you very much, folks, for watching. I hope this video can be very helpful if you want to do scalloped potato. So there's a simple recipe, but it's so delicious. The key is the potatoes, the type of cream that you use, salt, pepper, onions, and make sure you take it at the right time out of the oven. Thank you guys for watching. So if you want to taste the delicious scalloped potatoes, you can taste it here at the Corner Bistro on 477 Route 10 Randolph, and the doors are open for you 24/7.
So we've seen how Harold prepares this dish in a restaurant quantity. But of course at home, unless you're cooking for 12 or more people, what you want to do is use about 1.5 pounds of potatoes to a cup of heavy cream and about a little less than 1/4 cup of finely chopped onion, and of course salt and pepper. Now, Harold used his slicing machine for the potatoes, but at home, you either want to slice them by hand very carefully, or as I do, use a mandolin set to cut the potatoes at about 1/8 of an inch thick. Prepare them in the same way as Harold did, and then bake them probably for about 1.5 hours for a smaller quantity. Of course, you can check by just poking through the foil with a skewer to check for tenderness. I hope you'll enjoy this dish as much as we did. A big thank you to Harold Vargas of the Corner Bistro for sharing this wonderful recipe with us. The Corner Bistro has become a favorite not only of ours, but of many of our friends. Primarily, I think, because not only is the food excellent, the menu is very eclectic, offering everything from pastas to wonderful fish dishes. I had lamb chops recently that were about the best I've ever had. The service is excellent too, and of course there's live music on Thursday and Saturday nights. All in all, a place I can highly recommend. Not only that, it's BYOB.